Most of the stories I share with you here on the Talk Triggers show are for businesses that probably you don't know already, but this one you may know. In fact, you may actually experienced their unique differentiator at some point in your life. Let's find out, shall we? Just by telling you that their talk trigger is a chocolate chip cookie. Can you guess the business? If you're listening to the podcast right now, just shout it out as loud as you can, especially if you're driving, because I want people to think that you're having some kind of a freak out. If you're watching the show on YouTube, just pause it. Just pause it right now. Leave your guess in the comments. I want to see if you're right. I'll wait. I will wait. I will continue to wait. All right, back to the story. What's amazing about this one is that this business made an unconventional choice and has stuck with it for 33 years. 33 years! That is a word of mouth strategy with crazy staying power, right? Look, I don't know everything, but I do know this. The more you try to fit in, the more your customers will tune out. And this week on Talk Triggers, I will tell you about a global hotel chain that just may have the most effective and successful word of mouth strategy ever. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of hotel chains in the world. I told you about a terrific one in episode 3 of this show, Graduate Hotels. But this week's story is about a hotel chain that is so inexorably linked with their talk trigger. It's amazing. In fact, their differentiator is so integrated into the fabric, the operational fabric of their business, that even their airport shuttles feature photos of their famous chocolate chip cookies. The chocolate chip cookie started in 1988 as part of a turn-down service. Each night, guests would get a chocolate chip cookie on their pillow, which to me seems like a pretty heavy pre-bedtime snack. I'd also be a little troubled by crumbs in my bed, frankly. And that cookie isn't going to stay warm very long while it's resting on a pillowcase, after all, which is partially why in 1995 the talk trigger was modified so that the cookie is given to each guest when they check into the hotel. And today, across their more than 500 global locations, this brand gives away an astonishing 75,000 chocolate chip cookies per day. Do those cookies work as a talk trigger? Oh, yes, they do. In fact, when we wrote the book Talk Triggers, which is, by the way, available in all the places you get books, your local bookstore, Amazon, audiobook, Kindle, etc., Daniel Lemon and I did a comprehensive survey of the guests of this hotel chain. And check this out. We discovered that 34% of their guests have told a story about this chocolate chip cookie. 34%. That means today, tomorrow, the day after, every single day, approximately 22,500 stories are told a day about a chocolate chip cookie. A check of social media reviews and rating sites and all those kind of things shows tons of chatter about these cookies. Like this tweet from Diane, who goes by Kentucky Diane. She says, "These are the best cookies in the world. I try to always stay at just to get them." So the cookie is certainly an effective conversational catalyst, but how on earth has this brand been able to use roughly the same talk trigger since 1986 or 1980 and precisely the same one since 1995? Partially because it's relevant to the brand itself. See, when I tell you about word of mouth on this show, it's not about going viral. It's not about conversation for conversation's sake. Instead, it's about making an operational decision that your customers notice and talk about every day, every week, every month, every quarter, and every year. And one of the best ways to make sure that actually happens is for your differentiator to make sense in the context of your larger brand story. You see, this hotel chain's brand position is the warm welcome. The warm welcome. They want to own that 7 or 8 minute process between when you arrive at the hotel and when you get to your room. That gap of time, they want to be great at that. So they spend more time, money, effort on lobby design compared to other hotels at this price point, and they spend more time, money, effort on training front desk staff compared to other hotels at this price point. And then the cookie ceremony, and it is a ceremony, is part of that. The front desk person turns and goes to the sort of warming oven behind the counter. There's one in every hotel. They put the cookie in a paper sleeve and they hand it to you. It is a hand-to-hand pass. That is the brand standard. It's not just a pile of cookies on a counter, because that would be less story-worthy and would certainly be less relevant to their overall brand position. The warm welcome, you see, includes a warm cookie. Remember, competency doesn't create conversations. I don't know everything, but I do know this. Yeah, you need to have comfy beds at your hotel. Yeah, you should probably have clean rooms. But pretty much all hotels have those things. So if you want your customers to talk about you, you've got to give them something they don't expect. Something like the world famous warm chocolate chip cookies at Doubletree Hotels by Hilton. Next week, here on the Talk Triggers show, you'll meet a university that does whatever it takes to get opposing teams to miss free throws during basketball games. Don't miss that one. It is wild. To never miss an episode, subscribe now on YouTube. You can also get this show as a podcast, of course. Just go to wherever you get your delicious audio and search Talk Triggers Show. You can also find every show at talktriggersshow.com. And hey, do me a favor, will you? If you like the show, tell your friends in social media or face-to-face. After all, it is a show about word of mouth. See you next week.